anopai ma memo ache mo akwa bam famra kasa fidie so no se aba pound simano aduonu mienu 22 minutes past 6 ebraso agokansie ho nsam ne atena sanopai yede ebesom mo midin e de Miss Ruby Adams ene entena kopem se no nkono bebo ene Tuesday ene ye benada ene April bosum ne de toso aduonu enkono 29th April 2025 yede small rope na ba ai ensem ho pa nye fedi agro wonim se ne ne UEFA Champions League night is back again. And tonight the semi-finals and semi-finals. Who to just a step now copy more the finals. Why not corner our London Abontenso, not London Emirates Sports Stadium. The Gunners, Mikel Arteta Manti and Arsenal. Among the Parisians at the boy ni. Louise Enrique Rantina Belande, our London Abontene so, and ne near to Madrid. Our last round, no first leg, Nimuno. A B C ne. And I said, those stubborn guys, no more PSG, Hakimi, Akraf, more. Oh, Desire Duemo, Osmani Dembele, Jao Neves, Vitinha. When Tina Western and Tiri Bebrebe now was in Tinisa Fabian Rusmo, Gianluigi Donnarumma,
Kastle FM,
and a patrol, and Marquinhos. Not forgetting a darling from Portugal, Nuno Mendes, and the Parisians, Ebe Handel, Arteta, our London, and I said again, the baby say. The first semi-final in year, Arsenal against PSG, and a game never saw. Saying our game, baby. I mean, now message on 0244 743 143 0244 743 143 and a rice ebe kukibiem. And I said, Nadia, say a gas near the no rice na a gas nasa. Say, yeah, friend, say rice cook and so. Dum swaba generator no so ya boss wa enye so and a rice ebe sense form and a different person and a basic form for Arsenal game ni mun sem nyina no ye de ba legends no they are talking details how that game ye de ba na ye ba wie afi ono na afi ya wono wo horo mama no ne any other interesting stories FKK di nyina de ba ni abie mu ama wo eno achi. We have the first segment of the show near the Bebro. Now, and then, no, under 15 girls now, Omoji, a CAF school, a football championship, no. Sikana, ne, that's one, no. Hey, you say, who say, your tournament near your Sika, Sikani be or Holomo dia, yan chichama players. Name Sikano, ya the ye bibi, ebwa, Emma, or mino, enya home for swa. The better realizes Sadie. In relation to Black Stars World Cup sike bemwa ye chedie enkran sika kakra na ba ene die ye se hunu se sika no ye nchema players ni na emom no ye de ye bibi e de boa oman no any community no. In relation to this Meno kasa blaster sika ba na de bia ye chedi and every day no munya sponsorships. Enti ka no ankonya sika kase no. I was saying ko na nketumi didi wo ne ho. Ba ne ye didi mu anya yie. Ye chema esco members, Blaster management committee members HD. Enti now no Enra Black Stars asanya and the sponsorships no ye renew because we want to qualify to the World Cup. Now see, you benya all these sponsors. Now buy so the big car na Ghana, ya qualify for World Cup, you konye sika no a, ni a chesika no, ni a D. But the girls ni sika no. Isi say sika ni enchema players, ye de be buama community no, aye. Ni ye ma akwaku no, di ye ma adwoa enya yie. Sansem ye bedi nkomo. KGL contract extension with the Black Stars. And of course, and 15 girls nisi kano. I see a baba sheni ade aboa o man no ade aboa community no. Ye bedi sankomo ye be ka abomu. Awo the first segment no. Ni aka ho asem. Black Stars no call this kakasi aba no. And no am say be kan 300,000. 300,000 near call Black Stars come. No manager committee member bia at 100,000. My girls nisi kan say ye be hwe na ye de aboa. Ti say the says sika keto we. Sika kese no pon ke betuma ye niam kese ne tumi fa mo aba keto we de e betumi de aboa. No problem. Ye be de sanko no show you so. Black Stars person qualify for World Cup. Aboa for ba on board. Bomo on board we na se qualify we a sika bebe mo no ye hu faso bia wo so. Ye be de sanko one of the first segment of the show no so. Ye bia the other interesting stories were, of course, Keto Kreko Racket, and no, I can't was them any abasbod and call from the minister and also side, no, or no swedge now racket to Krikochi, yet the moon sembeba, or a sunny daran swakasa, so racket, sir. Now we are no by a poto. She said, yeah, or run to see the near potona. A general crofobie so. Sankman the beba. We came where my kind, but they can't see a simo, a blacks, a nay. Ghana version of El Clasico. Heart and a kotoko. Ura kwame parada kasa fa ho. And you better train come wa homane so. An extensive interview will show you so in relation to this super clasher. Ebe so on Sunday no. Enti kaya ho. Na san komo nyina niam ye biem will show you so. Entumi emfa emma. Ebe kwa ma no ne FKK de kwa na afi hon komo nyina no. Watch my boy chedi amaye. Ma menya message on 0244 743 143 0244 743 143. For message no efa hobra na menye branking kan will show no so entumi fama. We are streaming live on Facebook. Kastle 90.3 FM Cape Coast. Join the show no Facebook. We show no live or like na share for comments ne bra. Yen kenka will show no so enfama wasida kase en koma telecell cash. O ma so asne kwa ma no ne aba. Dial star 110 hash. Dial star 110 hash. Star 110 hash. Bonisisi e wo phone so. Fa ho bot telecell busia no. Wo send this car onim say from telecell cash to telecell cash is still free. Janya ohwe. Tua school fees no, tua water bills no, tua their friends say utilities no, yeah recharge niema nyina e telecell cash and now the beye. Send the keke on telecell cash. Edem send ni CCA star 110 hash telecell. Obetuma ko play app no so telecell play app no so obetumi so use e dey send us come make payments bia telecell ay connecting energies ye be bet de bia ay bet de bia be bet enti ko bet we hot CCA hyehyɛ bet no o hyehyɛ bet na fama afoforo entwa bi fa bet no ma adofo entwa bi eye bet way bet influencer and I make am for the amawo say o fans o followers o hyehyɛ bet na fa code ni mo nkotwa no mu kokotwa 4% e wo ho ye de be ma come de betwa no 4% pa ye de ma even se bet no amo a wonya usika di to watch bet 100 Ghana watch cha man krofo be se 30 omunya kwa kotwa bi ebi bet na amo gebe wi na 4% wanyanya wo ho nyina no e bro 100 Ghana no pa de kotwa ye no so ti bo mo de ahye no so ma me say ne obebet a eno ane betwe hyehyɛ bet no fama nkofo entwabi betway bet influencer kaisa terms and conditions apply. This is exclusive to betway kayo say obebet the responsible way. Betway for say get way more high sense refrigerator promo ni gusu ekoso chene nso ma me pa nse obenei oberem wo high sense showroom ben wo kojo high sense refrigerator papa entry enyam kane anu ato ebo ase esiesie no fefefe enti jawdie wo hwa wo shop ho wo hwa wo office ho wo fridge si wono ma enya akono obi ba office wo sisi pa na hwa fridge akoyi mu nsu amano a anse wani awu wo hwa fie pa na hwa fridge bi esi wono mu a chairman wani awu pa msel wono oba akeka de afa oba fie we hwa wo fridge esi wono mu a konkonti ba chairman konkonti ba fridge nemlem waso ba yeshi pa msel sesi hu ye kwaje fridge ne bi promo ntibo no aba form o tonsuo wo de ade ne shepherd ma enya nyino obi aba opechilled water nei ewie ma ya hye do obi aba o yi ma na o we de enya nyino okọ ansa wo boka je fridge papa wo de din shemu a na ya nyino eno a any high sense fridge no eno mo ye promo nti bo na ba form nti ma honya ha Ashasi Enra, Elqua Copim the 8th of May. Kaitoba come and Kasim Heya, Blue Hills Restaurant, our Antiquia, High Sense, our who come so on Quintakwa, the Takwa, or Boasi Kofodia, Sunyani, Techima, Tamal, and Afi Hohoino, a Honina, High Sense, our Horomo, Fred 0302 55 0000 0302 55 0000 High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people. Ya kwa man on the FKK Eddie corner face small babo no wabo three etumi Eddie amaye ma menya prediction no Arsenal any PSG game ni be we say file message afa 0244 743143 0244 743143
The real sports is here.
Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley!
Kastle FM. The Sports King.
I got my power, I got experience, I got do everything too much. And the old man who want to challenge me, hey, I'm okay here. This is my national flag. I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of Africa. Oh, you know, man, I'm too bad, baby. Bad, baby.
Okay, ya kwama no ne FKK
Kastle
atunase
FM.
ede ya kwama no ne yakohwe won sem ne kakra Antonio Rudiger ena naso ayehye no Germany fuwe mde omo agim. They want to punish the guy severely for their year against Barcelona referee no. In a person national team no yenyi Rudiger frame. Hey! Asem kese na ya to abranti. FKK, good morning.
Good morning.
Ana pa bibia e bokodiem.
Fine.
Fantastic the radio say and Tuesday kwabnada kusi yeah kwabna kusi mama ncha caliper no pay the senior man caliper yes and me who caliper I mean show ye papa yes say na ye business ye papa sa I mean show why I mean sharp ti ma hwanim another day no I'm in caliper no pay FKK yankwama no ne na fence ma hodo aboabo no in the next 20 minutes yam wachi informative for
I don't pay Romania in 7 Kastle 90.3. We are Robert Mensah Sports live on Facebook. We be joining you now so the comment na ba share na for so nya notification no mo fellow Jumedi no na yentimi enkoye ne menra uwramo ya dia games ni bi so etimi eba so we serial games eba ya na dia tie enu si dinisi boboko no tenafie omo any Bologna ekoti 0-0 and asa game na ekokowi Hellas Verona enso etena ho Emma Cagliari ekoto sho mo so academy no and Cagliari for no share ya nei Hellas Verona so entimi antibi ewoye sa game eba so no na Pavoletti eshe go be edema Cagliari sanso na Brantia Fene Deula enso eshe winning goal no second goal na kushi omo ema mo so etimi de ekọ mo ani mo ho na Parma eto Lazio omoko kwenti penko 2-2 ena game no enso ekoko wieye na Brantia ye frene Jacob Odrenka ono ebo 2 goals enso ede Emma Parma sanso ena Rodriguez enso so Pedro Rodriguez onso ebo 2 goals nya enso ede ma Lazio 2 players omone chef 4 goals nya ede ma teams no ya don't say no so etimi ede abro na UEFA Champions League 7 p.m. Ken Arsenal any PSG ede boani way games no so etimi baso I de 7 no so etimi ede ma AFC Champions League no semi-finals na the game back baso Al Hilal amo any halali boy no 4:30 I no so etimi baso share so said the likes of Al Nassr mo omo yi yomu games no enso ede afiri Sabria ka game back so omo yi firi ho I no so etimi baso ede 7 no etimi ede amawo na wonse fu from ye wramu na yetimi atoa so akoye nim dia na e be hyase ede afiri ene coaches no etimi akasa woko Arsenal for so yo mo etan wo Emirates no mo enso etimi ede won game no etimi ede appeal so ewo honom na hyase ede frɛ Mikel Arteta akasa ede fa game no say na say na atmosphere no expect say Emirates Sports Stadium honom no supporters no betimi akreti sa ye ambiance no mo welcome Paris Saint-Germain.
It does, and you sense it. You sense the energy, the enthusiasm. That is something unique. Probably one of the biggest games that the Emirates have seen since we built it. And full of energy, enthusiasm, and can't wait to play the game tomorrow.
It's incredible to think that Arsenal never won this trophy, bearing in mind the success that they've had. So what would that mean to you? And also, bearing in mind the season that you've had, just what would it mean to win the European Cup?
Yeah, especially with the circumstances that we had this season and how we have overcome a lot of issues and challenges and the fact that the team is here as one of the 4 best teams in Europe. It tells about the mindset, the spirit, and how much we really want it. So, we are making history. It's a beautiful story right now, but we want much more.
Enti Arsenal for no so nguswa history ahodo na mom no omo ehia bebre ya so omo ye enti no no se PSG for no game no omo timi fro no kopie final na omo age trophy na afa history na ewie peyo eno ye nsema Mikel Arteta ba so expect wo Emirates se supporters no betimi aba begina mu abochenku ho na omo atonyo momo edi edi omochi na omo achi Paris Saint-Germain so etimi a show they can't wait eno ye nsema Mikel Arteta so etimi edeba ebusa no Paris Saint-Germain for no October last year mochomo area omo league phase no say no ohwa team no say no omo modern body city.
Yeah, obviously you learn a lot from every game. Is different. I think the context and results from both games are very, very different. The same with Liverpool. But what I take as well, a lot of things from the game that we played here, and we understand how strong they are as a team, the individuals that they have, but we have the same. So when you get to this stage, I think the margins and the difference between the two teams is not big. And is the mindset, is the attitude, and how we're going to play the game tomorrow.
Yes, it's Liverpool more ball, more Arsenal for so no more ball. Many Aston Villa, PSG for no EBPM Villa Park, or more elbow, be on said the PSG for no city, or more quality pass. Now for so more so ne or more dear, almost waiting me a day airbus game win. Banasa, a sunset margins, so no more terminal, and yadia difference, as soon be and Banasa. And also with me a creative opportunities, at the man now so with me at the air call when many and some coach at the man Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, and so at me Arisa at the Amayebeko on one casa ne forward or your left left wing back, Nina with me a ball left wing also with me a ball Gabriel Martinelli, and now no name Madrid for sure, ya goes in Bia, Nemo. Arantena Casadia for game almost about bossy players, do more elbow confidence pass almost betting me Roma Baboni, no moment, not almost so etimi as soon. I did kind confidence and I said, can't was no, Yentin Fenfrey, Gabriel Martinelli one.
I mean, it's going to be a big game. We are really confident. We know the quality that we have. Of course, it's PSG. It's an amazing team. They've got a really good side with great players, but we're really confident. We trust ourselves and we're ready for it.
And in terms of confidence, just what has that victory over 2 legs against Real Madrid done in terms of the belief that's been instilled in this squad?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, we are really confident. We did 2 great games against them, at home and away as well. And yeah, we are confident. As I said, we have a huge respect for PSG, but we are ready. We've been working so hard this season, and yeah, we deserve to be here, and we go for it.
Into omo ewa ratio mu se PSG for no enimbo omo ha adwene de na nso no omo Arsenal for no ankasa no omo so wo sa gidie na omo etimi ade ba sa game no mtia no ebetimi aboa ema omo nso so etimi awini akọ omo anim ene obusa no say nei say the game na akọ no wadi ka say omo so dae na dae so no say ne city mo kwakoje championship na.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dream to be here, Since I started to play football, when I was 5, 6, I had this dream to be playing in the Champions League and to be in a semi-final. It's amazing. And as I said to him, we deserve to be here. It's a dream and we're ready.
You're conditioned just to take each game.
It's an opportunity for us, for our lives. It's a great game. Everyone that loves football would love to be playing this kind of games, and we're having this opportunity, so we are gonna enjoy the moment. It's a great game, but as I said, we're ready and we want to win.
Yes, intene omuguso ekasa so omo aye ready omo aye crowd twen say na anwumre no so bebo na referee no watimi a shine na ben na Arsenal for so akoso a create sa record in history no into omo de omo twen Paris Saint-Germain for no ye nsema Gabriel Martinelli and so Eddie Sansem no so timi Eddie Aba ewo dwumadie no so aye timi Eddie Amao on Kastle 90.3 yenko en Vitinha on so with side of French him oba we say sonyo kama and so e kan brofum mu timi Eddie ma Vitinha de di kan ebusa no say brema say Ousmane Dembele eka mu team no mu a ɛyɛ na modern one ɛwɔ so October mu kopie mu Emirates no na on count say wabai sen ɛna ohu mu ankasa mo so mo chances.
Dembele is an essential player for our team. He's an incredible player. And when he's on your side, it's always better. It's better than not having him. Therefore, I hope that he's going to bring it to the game tomorrow, and we're going to do everything to help him as well. He's in a better position. I don't think there's a favourite for tomorrow. We're playing an away leg for us, so that's always a little bit different. So maybe that's what it is. But no, I don't think that there's a favourite for the game tomorrow. And the same will be said when we play in Paris next week.
Yes, Intine Ousmane Dembele no be hu quality or de eba na oba beboa PSG for no mo so atimi akọ monim na ansa na no eno eda nche no nim se game no ebe difficult ebe yade ebe din de ma PSG for no nanso omo eba e wo so mo ba no mo so bebo mo modin no mo so etimi esesa tide no enso etimi de ekọ monim Vitinha e so bisa no se ne oba no Luis Enrique how na watimi aboa no ono ana ne teammate no ekwan be so na mo expect say papa no betimi push o mo so de mo kokopio mo final.
I think I've had the opportunity in the past to speak about this, but I can answer the question if you want. No issue at all. He's helped me a lot. He's helped me from a tactical standpoint because I always tended to think that it was better just to run a little bit all over the place, but that's not always the best thing. He's incredible in this aspect. I think I've already said that. He trusts me and he trusts my teammates as well. And this trust actually helps us pull up our level as well.
Yes, Entiano Ayan Sama Vitinha can fall Luis Enrique Horne coach at my PSG Sapano or so none born no body now himself born on Fanton and non Fantum the cat non fan corners Enrique Real no see that be massa Oji born now Yabotre Dada Honkakra 10 360 Trebi now Chicheche passes no now the cool nim kakra and no Ayan Sama se papano a catcher now for the Akandia kakra akan any quality and any talent no and you're on quantity teammate in your Luis Enrique and so about what trauma mu yepa no nti ene ehu omosronko eye this season no ye nsema Vitinha enso eka ye ede ekire ye ewo ho ye wie ne busa nse game no kra no se ena hu PSG for no mo kwa akosha na.
It's been a little while now, and I think that with regards to the match that we were played, it's obviously different. It's a different game. It will be a different game tomorrow, even because it's just at the stage of the competition that we're at. We're going to try and put out a different result tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to change that much compared to how we play and our playing style. We're always true to ourselves and true to our way of playing football, but obviously we are going to do some things differently because we lost last time and tomorrow we're looking for the win.
Enti eno nsema Vitinha eketwa to show mo chances we game omo kwakobo Emirates no the last October omo kopiem no anya de omo hwehwe na omo enya ya omo di ntwo sa game no enti ne nyoma asesa kakra enti omo so ekọ na omo akwakohwe so mbenya respectable scoreline na omo de akwakopiem o Parc des Princes eno so nsema Vitinha midfielder Edema Paris Saint-Germain so etime kan ya de fa omo chances ahead of game omo ni Arsenal kwakobo UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg no ho ensem na Martin Keown former Arsenal one player no ekasa kakra at the FA who say they wohwe Arsenal from betimi afancy omo chances na mum no so kapadia obetimi akana so de no cry kan sempadia PSG for no quality no soro enu nti no kakra bi omo ahead than Arsenal.
What we're going to see in this Champions League semi-final, over two legs, of course, Arsenal and PSG. This is doable for your boys, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you can beat Real Madrid in the way that Arsenal did, then you go into this not really fearing anybody. But we know the PSG team is a much better side, much better balance. You know, Kvaratskhelia playing on that left-hand side. What a wonderful talent he is, Dembele. Arsenal beat them earlier in the season, but Kvaratskhelia wasn't there. Dembele didn't play. So, and I just like the way that the PSG play of incredible football. Hakim gets down that right-hand side. It's very direct. It's very difficult to pick up. So Arsenal will have to. There'll be weaknesses in this team. I think they leave themselves a little bit exposed, PSG, and Arsenal need to go after that. When you're in the home leg, Jim, I don't like the way this team, the way it's been configured. That you know, if you think about Liverpool won this league, didn't they? They end up playing PSG. Well, right, you know, they're just about qualified, right? And they've turned their season down. Okay, yeah. I understand that, but I always feel the second leg is the most important leg. I'd rather that this home leg was being played second because I think there's something in that. But nonetheless, I think the way that Arsenal learned from the Bayern Munich game last year and have taken that into this season, and they went after Real Madrid. That 3-0 was really important. When you go into the big boy stadium, the Bernabeu, it was tough. PSG will be no different for the second leg, but they have to take a lead into that.
Who are favourites going into it?
I think PSG are favourites to win it, but I think what Arsenal have done by beating Real Madrid has made the whole of Europe sit up and take notice. You win 5-1 without a so-called recognised striker. I think that's been incredible for Arsenal, what they did and they achieved in those 2 legs.
Yes, no yen some Martin Keon, so it's me kind of for Arsenal more chances on sides and for no share first leg. Our money Madrid 4 boy and 3 and almost share or Emirates. Ebia, omni PSG for no more etimi Eshe Bisanka betimi abo mu ye papa take sa a lead na and no etimi ebwa Emma second game no etimi a mere formality and so etimi edema so betimi no and no next 7 p.m. or share them says I game no eba so Arsenal for betimi make a difference no so can you now boomer on the GDS PSG for no kakra bi or better pure more ahead of for no any club Arsenal and no and some team there but no more sitting national or share the Arsenal so boy against Real Madrid na and as no so betimi a GD or Arsenal for mu some so a betimi a qualify Eddie a call money Martin Keon and so na this answer no so etimi ade ba usia kan Eddie my clubs bebre or Chelsea or Arsenal Kupimo Brighton and Hove Albion Aston Villa Everton and Oba back to Arsenal Shannon so said 1993 to 204 and Tusha Arsenal the invisible squad no na Martin Keon na Okan Boas center back Okowiemu ewa Leicester City or Reading and a Wembley FC ho and Okokowie 212 they say na say when you na sa hwa na age no 58 years and not 13 chan ye panditry or this answer no so timi ede aba na hwa Arsenal said them kind no emrom ko invisible 203 204 more edge Premier League no now no so eka ho bi or this answer nyina so etimi ede eja kwan na Paris Saint-Germain and they say beko ye ede amomo a omo ehia press bi so mbesi for bebe no so won coach Luis Enrique and so oka ade akere Arsenal for na momo to omo ahwo sese nei team a anase team o de ba be boy e wo Emirates last October no or omo no so say difference no e wo papa team no say omo akomo ni momo grow ewo mo ankasa game no mpeso mo ebo no enwoma asesa kwakwa nti enye sa team no ba be pie mo ewo Emirates no October no eno ano mo de ba se eba ni dini dia yo mo a na mum no team no cohesion ni bibia no asesa I no betimi akoso upset no ensema Luis Enrique enso eka ye ede fa said the waka de bia so mo bo Champions League na o sitirimu de ade a ni players no enyim free o mo tirime no pe ene ade betimi make difference no enso ede ama omo ye de sansem ni bi nso etimi ede ama won squad no say na esi etie goalkeeper Gion Ligi Donnarumma Okobi Akraf Hakimi Kipembe Ekokopiemu ewo ho Marquinhos Ekobi Arantia Fen Kvaratskhelia enso Ewramu Fabian Ruiz Goncalo Ramos Ousmane Dembele Desiree Doué Vitinha Lee Kahin enso ewom Lucas Hernandez Mayulu epiemu ewo Nuno Mendes yes Nuno Mendes so epiemu Bradley Barcola Ekobi Zaire Emery Abrante no so etuetuemu ewo sanso ena Abrante Fene Beraldo epiemu Safonov enso Ekoyembaye Ekobi Pacho akwakupium sanso na Abrante Fene Anu Tenas João Neves we mu squad ene Luis Enrique edi omakwakupium Emirates wo Arsenal game no so Barcelona judging club after Liverpool edge premiership no and now call edi message kese ekokoma club no na emunchiremu ni bi no say super grateful for the past super happy about the present extremely positive about the future na say ne eno ya nsem of former Liverpool one coach judging club and no this answer no so but we no say thank you love na say club from Liverpool hun semro and no so egusua oka ewo na Germany kopiema won DFB for no omo NF Federation edema Germany won football no omo ede ye nsamba say ne di Antonio Rudiger ekokoye no against Barca referee gina mu the Borges papa no ene Rudiger enya altercation ama ne Rudiger yenja no toto ice emfa embo papa no ena ruoma Germany won football association no condemn sa act no say nya de omo so omo say enye acceptable enti no nsema omo nso efrimo eba condemn na Tony Cruz akasa dia found sampa Antonio Rudiger owie na no of Tetefon test no message e ka kire se be ma de oye ni de ense emfata nti asotwe bia eba age e fa hye ho ewom so akwa akopa acha o se the way to go ofuma na wo so watimi akopa ho akyerɛ na mmom no osusu sa so twene de ebekɔ edi amano na ekoma na eno na mmom no wo national team no ɔso no ɔmo keka sɛ ɔmo nyini mfem no enya adwene san sɛ we ye club asɛm wayɛ wotwi nanim na ɔkɔ nanim ti mo ɔmo enkonkɔ yɛ Brante no wakunipa eno yɛ nsɛm a Tony Cruz enso ɛka yɛ ɛde ɛpie so ɛhɔ Pogba ɛde message aba sɛ ɛyɛ obi a wom pass it through a lot onya 4-year ban na enum no ena omo call appeal no mo 18 months ena Pogba as serve awie na yesi a oso oye personal training ose football no ni remfi onjai bo na ene owo US a oye personal training kakra man for linking to several clubs ewo US one MLS no so be kwa kosia kan ni former club Manchester United masem nyina no omo linking no etimi ko se ne focus no so betimi a keep ni shape no na finish sharpness no and so etimi aba ne Pogba and so this message no aba Vinicius Junior ne contract so be standing the Madrid and yes after the season on betimi am making a confirmed now no so etimi atra na any according to Mensah say Madrid for mo dream target for your moment for the no Alexis McAllister so mo hwe so mo sa ebetimi aka no Pedri or say ne last season no ye na afi amanfo twitwi tonto Vinicius beje Ballon d'Or no Rodrigo eba beje na se Rodri eba beje na se omo players ni bidin bebre Mbappe mu nyina din eka Jude Bellingham o se after so omo wie na ne Rodri eje ye no no hu sampa se wo ye midfielder na se won so mfimfin o dane ho o detective play no na tempo no o set na higher na bibia konkan na o club winning trophies a also betimi agibi as a midfielder ntia no ono so e fancy ni chances no say nei so bon homodin na se Barca winning kruwa ne bibra ono so ne chance ne bebie dia ma no say waso dae se Ballon d'Or ono so gibia ebeye ye no ye nseme free hoba Carlo Ancelotti ne move to Brazil no de imminent nisa de aka ene season no ebe ende sanse Brazil for no so muntimi ntwan e ma no enkonkobo FIFA Club World Cup no emba enti June omo expect so no so betimi aba be pie mu wo Brazil na Seleção for no so no ono omo aye adwuma na yese ono ebe best paid coach mechre national teams no call no ma coach obeji sikapa no Carlo Ancelotti omo nyantudin na so yese wo hwe figures na pie ndia ono ene betimi LED ewo hono mo eno so nsem no omo ehwenim se Madrid so de aba sa Ancelotti omo betimi agane kwan fe na afi ni salary ebeka nyina won contract no ombetua ni nyina so etimi ediama no omuwi a ensi ho a eye ambassadorial role no omo edibema no omo so we a lifetime ambassadorial role and omo edi Emma Don Carlo Ancelotti sanse ono ena coach a ukomo history ma waji nkruwa bebre enso so etimi edi amom ti Carlo Ancelotti enfon se this is nyoma nkoye nyina no Madrid for so omo ebe celebrate no na omo so eja ne kwan kama na ono so akodani Cavani so ehwe so ono so be training harder na afi watimi aba on time na FIFA Club World Cup no ono so etimi akobe ono so ye messenger watimi edi aba Benjamin Pavard enyame admo ochna game Inter ene Barcelona ebebon yeso ontimi ensia kan true injury we eye club no ensama omonso so etimi diaba mechre International Milan omonso nsem na sana esi etie Arsenal yesisto Victor Gyökeres no omo ehwe omo so a very high omo list no so omo wish list no sa Brante no sama no ono no medi kan kɔ no ho akɔhwɛ so omo nsa enso ebetimi aka no Marcus Rashford wakɔ ontimi ntoa so embo ni loan no Emma Aston Villa till the end of the season or out through injury ono so de free ho enso so etimi ade ba ni nyina no yesisi so etimi ade ama na Anasrot dudu na eguso a ebo na ba so ohwe Liverpool won coaches omo ebaye na afin their history omo abeji trophies na pepa na omo se enche the rate at which as obaye in the first season waji trophies no enche ono so beji bebre Bob Paisley and amanfo bo ni din ye pa 6 times and waje premiership no e de ama Liverpool sanso na Bill Shankly ono so waje 3 Kenny Douglas enso so waje 3 Tom Waston waje 2 and David Ashworth Matt McQueen and George and I say Joe Fagan Samson Jurgen Club and then Anasrota beko mo maji 111 nyina no ono aba bezo so mo rating higher say enche numbers no ono ne no bekosro akọ animu pe kwan a offer so na the first season aba beji premiership sa to aso sa ɔno nso betimi a making a double trophies in terms of premiership no and so Eddie ama Liverpool for no way nsɛm kakra ɛno nso so free hɔ ba ne nyina no ye gyina ha na ye timi Eddie esi on Kastle 90.3 FM dia ka no so betimi ato aso di ama.
Pulse is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Mane! Kastlefm. The Sports King. The real Pulse is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Mane! Kastlefm. The Sports King.
Kastle 90.3 FM Sunni Robert Mensah Sport NID Emma Wono. It's 56 minutes past 6. Ibedin komo. Maminya message on 0244 743-143 0244-743-143. For our message Nifa Hobra. Yebeka kan to me Eddie Ama. Uko Facebook and so a show near live on Facebook. Join the show no ho. Like na share for comment brebe kan on the show for you. Mama your messages ni been friend for na fe. Mema Osman Akwaba na yeni enkomo. Say good morning Miss Ruby. This is old boy from Abra. Arsenal will beat PSG by 3-0. All right. Okay. Yes, Osman. 3-0. Osman again. Good morning, Kastle FM fraternity. Today, Arsenal is winning by 3-2. Martinelli and Saka to score, and Dembele to score as well. But on the more serious notes, Arsenal and Inter are going to the final. Trust the process, Mr. Cheeks. And anyway, Eddie Abamin channel pay Mr. Cheeks, and I'll say, good morning, incoming. How are you doing? When are these ESCO members going to stop cheating the young ones? For Black Stars to comment, for Black Stars no comment, but the juniors that need help, look what they are doing to them. But still, Arsenal will do the job anyway. From Moses Arthur from New York City, Akotoche. No, the way Eddie Ford Yaba. Now, I'll say the moment of truth is here for us now to silence and put PSG to sleep. PSG with this day-old Czech players is easy for Folekra, for Arsenal. Arsenal win 2 or more goals. Okay. Medasi, Mamina also message on 0244 743 143 0244 743 143. For our message, for our bra. Making cow show no sweat to me, Eddie Amam. Osman, good morning. My trunk come on, so yeah, boko dear. FKK dear, sir. I boko. I don't go your back doors retired. Come on. There can you go, Masum? Hey, that be. We take a say, I say, FKK, Shana, you need to China. Tell me about dear.
Oh, yes, in high spirits.
Yeah, then I'm say,
come on.
And
of course.
The Gunners.
But if you want to be the best, you need to beat the best.
Beat the best.
If you don't want to, I'm getting a few. And coach is saying, Kasa, my press conferences, meditate and send me brain. Then you're interesting. It's just rather unfortunate today. PSG, they don't have good records in England. Liverpool, and this year, watching one of Krema, PSG, what 2 now, baby, you man were Anfield. But then, Sebakaya last year, we banned Newcastle, yeah, PSG for 1 way, Juma. And even the Champions League, yeah, quarter-final, second league, no. We saw what Aston Villa managed to do against PSG. Records in your good in front of PSG. Their last 6 visits, we're losing number 5.
Hey.
Yeah, so it's very bad for them. But then I agree with Louis Enrique. Team was a buy in October, no. And the team was a buy, was a bandano. Virtually the same team, however. Actually, the intensity and the Vima players was about Ruby was I that game Osman Dembele one Bobby. Now he was under internal suspension.
Okay.
Coach you know the boy no attitude of training on yards into no. One more 10. But from that time now seen that you can say if you want the best player in the PSG team, what does so but I feel Osman Dembele leaves another lead the mark for the team now was Rebano. So it will be a very interesting game.
Okay.
And a record, say I can't. I mean, the side records in Nano, but now looks likely that's not to know why you do.
Okay.
But I feel there, it is beyond in the 90 minutes. No game, it is beyond the 90 minutes. Second league, nobody determine whoever gets to qualify to the finals. But in that is I don't foresee Arsenal losing with it.
Okay.
I can assure you that.
Assure me, Arsenal not losing tonight. Arsenal, they're going to get ready to game in home come later on. But I say, Daniel Coleman, I said the show is live from I have Kenya's number 2, Jericho Morfire. And Kofi Amwaben say, good morning, Miss Ruby. I like your show. I am inside Anthem, Cape Coast. Thank you so much. And wow, I'm listening to live in Gabon. Patrick Kondua and I say, good morning, Miss Ruby. In fact, it's a tough match. But PSG to win because they carry the best midfield in the tournament, sir. Hey, FKK, João Neves, and a friend Vitinha. Now the Fabian Ruiz account me and Sano. As against Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, Odegaard. FKK, also the PSG carry the best midfield. Maybe okay, right, okay. Let's wait and see. Odegaard, Partey, Rice, and Fabian Ruiz. João Neves, Vitinha. Okay. I can boldly say that PSG and Arsenal combined in Osman Tiha. I can boldly say that PSG and Arsenal combined 11. Maybe only 2 Arsenal players can pass through. Oh, Nyabotre. Ebeadin. Right, Osman?
Yes.
Donnarumma, Raya. Raya every day.
Yes, Raya every day.
FKK, you go for Raya.
Home.
Pacho.
This season there, we have a Raya Kakabado combine tournament. Me can say, be our tournament fever.
Okay.
No, side experience, to the highest level. Donnarumma, from.
Of course, and the pedigree was true.
Yes, it was true. From the Italian national team, PSG now so by the winning trophies with them. This O company, be overall there or be chain. Raya. Yes.
Okay, but as this season, my friends like I say, we should have more games and share. But for the Champions League, Donnarumma do my pa. Raya also saw a save.
Raya has been better
than
in terms of goal conceding
in the Champions League this season.
In the Champions League this season, Raya has been there.
Na Pacho ni Marquinhos. So Saliba Kivio. Okay, all right. Tumba, Nuno Mendes. Okay, Hakim Yakraf. Midfield. But for the midfield, I just say right there every day in the midfield. Then Partey, of course. Partey and Sobo. Then Makofa. Vitinha Mubaba be shame. Never eat way frame.
Of course. Or the guy don't make it cut. But Okoban them say be proper number 10 in the team.
And now you found you have information. Okay, be a nimu hono. Mo marry noi. Ene mo Saka is buy enche. But Saka of course you combine them na Saka be wom. Na bia Dembele nsube wom. Dembele nsube wom. Okay, yeah. Today Arsenal will cook rice for PSG.
Rice on your bad.
Rice what midfield will be.
Or Rice here from these few games here.
Madrid game no.
Yes, obedi no krama ho. Arsenal for na nkasa pandit for no be brawe no.
Okay.
Omo we na but nipa ba kwa no ugidi won when former coach David Moyes. Opa compare ni coach ni bi na kan say guy no obeyi no ho adi. Na obema obi ehun wire or turn ne ma Arsenal 100 million. Empona say kra na okeka say Arsenal for kra edenika. So omo timi kwaje Champions League na also omo de 20 ba be kan. So obel backdate one kasa memory akwa chiri no akwa kan rice omo ahwe ne papa.
But that's of course.
Yes, but as a Champions League games be o can money Madrid boy from the free kicks, 2 free kicks no share no. And no na ma rice.
Rice.
Yes, yes. But we say the bia uhia game bi moment bi now one kasa was seize now they are making a name for yourself. Inti adwuma samta obeye nipa nhye da hu but ube here opportunity bi e the bigger stage bi a also wadwuma ne beda ne hu adi ye eno ne ade a rice because Arsenal team no say oh hwa hwan party ne eboni din Arsenal Osman ya Arsenal hwan party onfinfi ono no it was all about party but the goals that 2 goals wonderful goals no share no and we say anye just the Emirates no kwa of course Santiago Bernabeu also repeat it I didn't say you give it to him, but PSG for no and shada nye individual I say team, collective, team. One shall be right to off.
Okay.
But almost so Medford no esha.
Almost so Medford no show. Ever been come on later on. Our the UEFA Champions League in the amount. Kai say streaming live on Facebook, Kastle 90.3 FM, Cape Coast. Join the show no Facebook. like na share file comments bribe can on the show for you. Yeah, about the first segment of the show no so near to me Ababedi and Komono.
The real sports is here. Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley. Kastle FM.
Yes, and Komono say na. Yes, CNN a first segment and we can do two jano. Yes, and some mienua of course in relation our ha. Eba responses be our Ghana football mua. Obi enim se Blasters anya de ma wo mu. Enti na die KGL fo. Wo mo ene Black Stars contractor na wo hono mu a. Yasensan a wo mo twemu sampa se Black Stars gina yie a wo so mo qualified ko World Cup no enti no. Wo mo ne tese Black Stars ne GFA atumi a extend contract no. Contract no na initial $1 million for 4 years. No na 2020 to 2024. I expire. Me no ka say the Blasters na si kwaso be World Cup nti. Omo aba omo to me renew the contract no for 2 years, another 2 years. Omo betua 20 million Ghana cedis. 20 million for Blasters. 20 million Ghana cedis for Blasters for the 2 years no. Nti na the Blasters. And why akono Obia person ko World Cup ni binti no. Obia any abre a nei KG of Ababa renew am contract no. Na enwachi enenei in relation to contract numbers ne kwa ho akono sika baba sika dia ba dia ye ko pay be chedi. Na no na enu a enkuda ya am kwaje tournament o Ghana he na 15 no da Facebook no na 15 fu age awie. Na ura sani dara no ka afo ye adwuma wo ho ene ekobusa no sem. Enu a ye be posti wa ha man obia hu ye. Sem kuda yi a na ye nra makwakoje trophy no mampanyin po baaye CAF president ebaye emo mu nyina aka bomu a wo mode tesesika bi ehye nkuda ne nsem a tese we no utumi hu se nyese bi esika se bi esika but check ene ye dia ma omo so omo nko na omo nko fasika Ghana ya win tournament ye dia maye tiska no better ne se nkuda no obi ya benya sai eno no ra san dara se ye ma Ghana fo nyina nti se tournament nsika na eda so no ye ncheche ma players ni hey Ghana 40 says do masi bi bi awe no ba de enko tie orazani CAF mosi sika no ye ncheche ma players no na ya ne dey sika no a enkra no mo de ma mo se o ma wini no ye be ne dey
concept ni be concept prize money no ye fa ma o se ko ebia ko spending sika ne keke project no buta any say winners no obodo ya dey be benefit community no previous winners ni be the CC libraries e bi no be a community project na be there and in project CB na you know organizers no SSS yeah this African ebeshum and in based on negotiation and our talks winners no MA division of CAF no ebenya no na your best project ama corona we win this African and in this African there yan chicha ma players no and say federation no there be the better project a better community no and no na ye butae pa that competition so
enti yan chiche scan man kuda no competition is kan yan chiche ye the better project enti e be a library be for a community e be a sa borehole be for the community e be a chip compound be for the community e be a se betuma ya so tef kitwe be for the community a sika no e that competition so yan chiche man kuda no yan chiche ye be ye the better project why Osman eno na yesi na zikanke tuwa nkura ko ye dwuma zikanke tuwa mbachecha mo media nya kakra die mo de ko ye project sesai Blasters kakaka kraba muchedi no se eho no de answer ho no empanyifo na nkura no de memfa adwen sha kura ni trim se ekobobo okogisi omo ya nkura ye man kura ni hu se bo no wo bo ma a pride an honor to play for your country but so ko bo ma akwake to na kogisi azampo akwa no nya na hombo enti ye mfa tetem kura no se wo bo bibia Ebi a wonyini na ne sika bi ba na ye ma obi adi asebla be ma obi adi bada kra de ye mfa sika anhye akra sa ye so be tachu.
No, but yes, at this tender age, you call out me under 15. My emphasis kasem and show me to Yenfa service and show me to Tell me, yes, soon they be an say, they be a pesika, they pay bonus, ye pesika, ye pay bonus. Yen who say, playing for your country, no, a privilege. Yen mamu from the beginning, say, Usiaka Maumaya, and yes, idea would be a business. Say, Ubenya Unfaswo. Uni kodu mpempenso bia enu de ebia aketua kakra ba ho a fine but yema nkolani is service for community ni ana oman no ehia sense ye better sika puduo na bia man kola ye even in corporate football world omo top level competition top clubs na there Nkola Omusano, Africa some show between at this stage. I mean, Muma or mining in since at this stage, Colania Colano, Yabisika, a bit to trim. Uncle concentration of ball, no sumpuna or complaining was down.
And we have some more Rasani Dara, Ede Etu, Ja, and so Honumutino, and Kodano Sikano. Was it $300,000? Price money, no. Yeah, the Bakwa Coast. But a bimudi on your first edition of this year tournament, no. Tiska be mono, among winners near dear no. Yet, your cast faculty a library, as if I corner faculty, you before board community, and in Granzican, a board community. Tabia, one of them said, football community will be a Cape Coast, and Quanabom Cobo is Cano. Your fan call ye be my community, no. Akudande first kasam nyesa Osman o ya o best FKK o be share tetu why mama sha sha o so sir ana kam komra mama sha sha so Osman mama sha sha FKK so
yes on say signing 7 no kano when nya bo tensi wakoma o sha sha o be condemn no
I'm for trouble no serious
what trouble no but o betimi afa no so many ways. But then you know we be ravi at a point. Ti me fast some few ways.
For ways no I decided estate ways baby.
Okay. Ti wo sha. Was that we momo yes under 15.
Under 15.
So mo age no form.
Our form.
And we are made in edition of such of a competition or more. And competition bia ne ade edition. But once the door can also calf. Na se car for sure mo ade potia first sika no enye nti ana obetimi aka se beyond f you know na se na sani no eden
calf
o calf on
calf
nti o kasama calf
ya
this ya on kasama Ghana
there be calf
okay nti Ghana ye na yaje sika na calf for hye yen se sika na amwaje modi win trophy host and win mwaje na mo de ema mo frɛ sɛ sika ne yɛ mo sɛ esan sɛ mo fra no mo fa ntitie bi mu ne baaye na ya hyesɛ sa dwumadie so mo talent no meyi na di na afoforo nsusu ehu de omo nsusu de eba no oje sa winning prize yɛ mo sɛ mo mfa nkɔ yɛ sa ade potin o kan infrastructure right o kan ida sɛ pitch
community
library e community ho no ti ba bi a hono na ase twema so kakra be a twema say somebody university Legon hono nti hono mbehwe na ade omuhia no omo de asi wo se de be ye nchirima so eba omo so be kwa akwa ebenya sa benefit na de film de opeso kan no o se kenya de boni for me if you ask me be ka say nya de boni because waka say emofra na eba wo se de show mu osom and they say yes, sika. But the point and also the fact is that Ghana hanum no. He says I dey na man for apa ho. Omo no mudi animu na me hu say bibia sika from the word go sika. Ye bebuwa sika. osusu ye be count o so osusu ye nipa e sika into already sa osom adwen no eni krom ha biem ya bogu enke ye the way to go so be kai 209 squad na ye kokoje world cup no ye ye de mo
ai omo
kwa no mo say
under
17 under 20 yes under 20 with you ever say from age 15 16 17 echo to ebia to 19 if you like omukra na yesi ye mfasika ensure mo nsem ye create an investment fund at the emomo after 15 years emza last year or so and na ye di hu komo so musika na nyine wo msika na ye di mom na so em say 210,000 and an all no 21 players no mo ensa aka ye and ye di mom and obia di mo na em say 10,000 Ghana cedis yes and ye di tum after 15 years omo ekoko yiye intimi de na kamedwin say na ni so obogu kra and per dia bia de calf aka e na o ka de ba me expect
calf bedin komo
absolutely
what o maka
a portion bi
bia
sekura say ye mfasi kan show mumu anase enfa eno so de say dodo na is omuko school at least omu obusu omu tua fees ne bibi sa
say ni aban ne bam
nti ene o so mo find ways and means bia at least bibi kakra me sure say enye rosa
say aban na be mo kakra bi but you can we dey dey mo kan
on but say be pass you through aban no and aban ni twa kan bia wo
o tse don kwakwa na calf na twes kana ma no da kwakwa ye
it clearly also mo find ways eni say ye kra with time omo waste energy omo waste ye omo talent ni dey nye waste because talent ni omo beton ama obi ahu de omo so dey ba on board in talent ni omo waste but at least energy and everything now omo eba be waste ye no edi sa talent ni pie no
service price ka ho omo national service ni
service price ka but do say baby am meeting point na so say omo say age no na odi kan dia o face kan ko hye sa mofra ni ensem but obetimi dey assure mo nsem sans omo wa awofo to the show mo parents say ma dey assure mo nsem an sa but ebia enko direct sa per the cancer car for assure mo say omo fanye bibi significant bibi a enye se mofra no nkoa na be nya so mfaso pedie kan so de kotua fi se mofra na but ase bibi a ebi omo nso so eba no bibi a chese competition no ade a be continue tie bia the next one no enye Ghana na be hosti but se we oda sorry na so kotwa mu ho a dia na be ba utrim beka se the maiden edition of a schools games.
That's even the second time, no?
The second time, yes, yeah, true. The second time. Yes, so Ghana, you host you know, and for swa, you free so any. But the American say, begrudge Sani, any in church, you know, diaba, a calf for share, and no more diaba. But it's up to us. As on mine, you host and say, at least more franos so more quiet, no dear. Among corner crack, among fat dry hands,
of course,
and fan coffee, bibi kakrane dear. Yemfa momo and I believe say Ghana ye humo broma e do ono ma me sure say o me pe bibi kakra timiti sani de attend the end of baji bi say Ghana no amanfo akoma bitterness no ewom onti bibi say ba wanya abotre anya sa sober reflection na wanwura mu ye anhwehwe mu ye and read about it e bia be fa nipa no pe bia ne comment bia o make how defendant awaye
how di blasters sika enwa ko di blasters $10,000
defendant awaye to issues bi no atwa ne de we ono ankasa sitie na wa hwe abeba hye ne bebre but the kind there em say na kwan so ano me nya so waye mfom so enye omo pe na mom the organizers no omo di dwumadi ni ba na hye say un say brodin no na de akọ other competitions ayebo na yewo hihye bebre wo ma enko say yetimidi yo FIFA World Cup organizers ubehwehwe mpa no ahwe sikom de mana omo mfama yen say as association as a federation kone kodi o say competitions no bekoso bebre o say sika bebre beba but dey o prepare towards the competition no dey na bem you so facility aye pitches sanyo mani nyina ya ade asika ne ba e wo se ebisa koho you so players e wo se ebi koho se clubs omu free mu baye baby omu free baye oman omu wo mu oman tete surplus no o se sa sika ne bi e back to infrastructure e back to the players no the playing body if you like no na clubs no they provide entina honom de FIFA for specific has ne kotoko for your omo na de sa omo criticize venue na me hu I think the last time name say media man so the last worker omo nya player omo say
AFCON
na omo nya bi nti ye chairman so obia so ba ye na ye de ye de ba ase ye hu kwan a ye befa so a ye betimi ache ni ya ama na hu enu nti na others ni bi Tanzania for je omo say an FIFA go project say FIFA money omo de ama e wom say World Cup ne kokoboy ya saka just example na mbeki na mom ne yendi ye nche ma
omo je last year omo de kwakwa ye bi
omo de kwakwa ye bi infrastructure eno no ma mu ni nyina ebenya so fa so nti asabo ni bi ase ye twa to Black Stars for no koje ba omo de omo mfa konkonkodi na mom no kwai kokoje ba baba be chire mu kama so ho enti ha adwenka Black Stars so ko ba omo be chire mu saa sei emfa maye Sampa omo de omo ye mpanifo omo so omo adwo bombe hia sika de but large sum of the money no ye di rom akwa say ka obia no omo enya asem
okay me da say the Black Stars one akwa no today
oh yes 20 million about KGL no say am say 2 baako for
under 50
sa company now boy na no baako ye into technology
of course na baako ye football
and also and baako ye into yes so for me ska wo mo ho and the fact say omo 8 million sure omo coffers 20 million e bia so the $1 na nim so be convert their money so the come e bia obeka sisa but oboy ye sika mu a 20 million there na say ne sa for Black Stars for 2 years at least e be quite a long way amene timi akwa boya ama bibia konka but said now can say e kwan on be faso a on be make use of the money no
sika ba ho sa na aban say boka FIFA de ba na say di ka ho wodun kwa say sika bia nso ye di wo hanum say
omo ana esiesie e na omo eye the efe no omo ana eye enma Black Stars no eye akonoma bibia eye kama not forgetting that aban no so ye na from there but say wo hwa ye the efe no omo na etimi akoton ni ye nya sa sponsorship na ba but de ka omo ni say omo akogye abade ba enya omo dia also omo hu say ye nyina ye dia omo na ehwe so dia ma nti omo nya ade a so obi tinchen a wo tinchen me tinchen a asa wo tia o ya mo nhyew onfa sa bitterness no enshow mo about omo any the Black Stars because bibi onu bebre abaka say ka playing body no nhye dan ni ayi bia wo ho eyenkofo ya ne kokreti no makwa akogye sa etan no ni nyina de afa eye the playing body no ha adwene 20 million de ebi wom kakra omo chiche ni ye yesro mo a 1.85 million dollars ebi wom
no mutua 1 million for 4 years
and now
2 years
about 20 million and all can almost 1.8 million dollars
you see improvement
it's kakra ko animu kakra
okay
yes and am kind 700,000 for a year.
Okay.
Osman enye.
All right. Mama kwa Osman hona fe no some fa kakra and to us so but mama new messages ni bi na in front of in relation to this one or say Asha Khalifa say the players don't they buy boots or what are they saying? Me some ampanyin John Mahama be mom bibi de tebia be mom big kakra because we there mom big kakra. And I say good morning, Miss Shubi. Schools are resumed for me, so I'm out of Cape Coast and time. So won't permit me to watch on Facebook too. I know the show is airborne, and I wish you. Oh, thank you so much, Perez. Eddie Freedom's not there, but also co school, but still. FKK is good morning, Miss Ruby. Wait, what project do they use under 20 FIFA World Cup money for? Kalipo Nebusan. FKK is making a good point here, and it's a perfect idea from Sani. But the big question is, will they do what Sani is trying to tell us? Kalipo, no, dear, but I said no. Omunya Kosidia, Omunya Kosidia, send Osman.
Yeah, Ruby.
Yeah, mama, $10,000. Nobody could see you as a the young woman, Messi, the Bacadi and Yasama, out my income.
Ruby, Sikasamono, Onye Sani no Olechanadin. Another Onye Sani no Changana Mayenye. Miss Mefiki competition biana regulations or the home. And in fact, CAF will take a decision there. This is the 3rd edition of our ball under 15 no. And I Ghana you hosty. And that has been I can't offer that. So mobile win the tournament no. I can't also offer that can wo bezi wo honum. In American people were they. I say this prize money is used for legacy projects in schools, including renovations, building libraries, infrastructure development, and other community-related development. And you know, the second really under 15, both menyifo and besiafo no, scale benye biano. The muskano yes, oboko FA nation, another be at the association nation. My association is cano. On fun it's that walk up any tournament to the one is scheduled orange and more people by year. But this time round and watch out there. Oh yeah, under 15 more from Montino. Your baby wasn't for Suzy, the Babra or man or Nimba from Menina. So it is very clear where to play was our man. Ghana Yamin charge a couple tournament here, Mr. Afuni Winnie.
Of course,
$300,000. Never the first 150,000. Take about 450,000.
Don't Ghana
this tournament. Now the player will KJ for an abadi 700,000 a year. But in the one tournament for almost about 3 or 4 days. This is the how amount of money.
Scour bomb, Scour bomb. I'm paying your Hunina. Scour Ghana bomb.
Ruby, you see, the interesting bit about this issue, I feel them kofu won't be fool. No one trusts in Yankasa and penny for day. So, project was a cap Lancaster supervisor. Just a woman there. Projects now working on. Or by a mazino, why if a value for money, most important thing, the value for money. Project over to why yet no come out but the FNA source is come from FIFA. That we are coming to improve our pitches. Reporter was a come out FIFA in there. Yatsna Ghana had a year improve 20 pitches or more
through borehole projects.
Through borehole projects, no. You could reach no Ruby Cham one single pitch or Ghana had a year. The FA borehole was quite close. Now why you imagine why ye? That is the problem Ghana for one task.
As that ball no oh yeah as that utunsi you na e tuna be gubo
utunsi we na say utunsi na some for some ba wa na ball no time for
whatever say ba ku bia almost spend 25,000
sika ho pa oh ball project no oh mama me research amount sika ho pa oh omo koti amount no
what just no be talk how adwin. That is the reason why I Ghana for one way for
450
yes
$450,000 nyanya no. You see, you 200 basi yeah.
Oh, Ruby, so that is the problem. I can miss my year king. Can I miss key? Much is a day. Maybe at the FA will agree there. Young cop pram. And 1 year, young sort of excellence. Let's go there. Improve some of the facilities. Yo, in fact, in recent times, FA actually there, they want to invest into pram. Into young the 1 rooms to know what upgrade 9 days. We super 100 baby ada. A boat check a crack. Now we say baby to make a coda honum. Or classroom blocks na as well honum. E bi mpo kada say ehwe the Mali funu me sima warrior na. Ehwe other countries Tanzania, Morocco funa. If you go into their soccer of excellence, the national team one camping base na. Ewo infrastructure bia ebe hia honum. Inte enya botan na hwe Clairefontaine, French for ones no. Hwe St George's, England for ones no. E bi ebe ya ka akwa bebrebe honum. Cote d'Ivoire, kokko hwe won so ones no. Hwe Mali funu ones no. But pram it looks as if there Nyamana is down.
You already no. I say for schools. Yes. Ebia for infrastructure no. They say mobile ebia in CC and ebia library.
Yes.
So oko pram no any out of order. And our pram no onko library no ho.
Oh, sir. Project no.
Any community be
community can be schools, libraries, infrastructure. Maybe say one way a campaign as well. In Tebia we can maybe an idea. We can create something. We can have national teams, maybe under 15 when they are starting.
Okay.
Say you're under 17 for yes. In Tebia, so quite a company. They should get somewhere.
Of course, they can use it to improve pram. Big one.
But the problem in there, we don't trust ourselves. Make the question yantechi. You go Jessica, pram boyai. Yan cost classrooms or honum. No first year, the Kobianka. Western region, former Western region.
RFA boss.
RFA boss. Should you make the quite just $700,000?
Because it's school.
6 years classroom blocks. This one.
I had the full fryer.
But yeah,
baby, a boy natural one. Be
value for money. Even when you come hard. That is the issue. But aside from that,
okay,
if you can make an important point, which I agree with you 100%, you cannot sit down here and convince me there. Why you're under 15 funtino. Remember your first conference on our mum. Nobody is saying there. The Mr. Cano, young can $2,000 from one the one crazy. But say that 2009 under 20 we need a World Cup. My beno as our money a budget tune there. sika ye che da ma boys no as their price money no ye reach me bien na ye kwa seed investment ye fa mo those boys no in there some of them one career after under 20 no okwa kowie wo hefa be so the Dominic Edia in that tournament no I think he was the best player for the tournament okwa AC Milan less than 2 years now boy now start today of the career no or sink down in there he cannot boast the football no boy no when the BBC film almost chunk of those players no want to make it to the highest level probably as it stands the day you pay never bonus in there be tomorrow way Rabbi so will retire some of them will retire or
Rabbi so cocoa farm
yes it will be the probability and the 15 if we almost about by half of them want to make to the professional level. It is there. So let's look at their future. It will be raising point today. So a football is simple. What to boots. I mean, what boy clubs you are on.
Don't pick a camera.
Maybe I can place what free banu. So was also if one club sim. Say FIFA 2 much on who day. Say a couple World Cup. Not say you club be player. You reacher. You enter to escape from those club because they are bona fide property. So on the 15 place, say school be the working world bomb. So course class be the over crown pa. Ruby they would deserve certain kind of investment to be. Into ABR. Yet on a 5 be. Yes, seed money, this is what we are going to use it for. But the Musicano, as an FA, yes, from young coffers, no, encourage the clubs now produce these players, no, because as an FA, what are you even doing? Musicano Obano, on sink down to the grassroots level. Or qualify a code to district, another region, and San Escano, was one.
I see a phone ball back over could be a ball. So that
is the problem.
All right, that's man. Okay.
Make sure what to maybe our investment be a yen for 10 years because in under 15 maybe 13 12 14 10 years later 24 years maybe an been a career no when could be up kodu maybe am people born upon obeje bo some of them will focus on school these things are there so you to yen that be no obaka no kunde on money be ayefimu no yakobo na 15 be ayetum ya no this is the benefit and so we tum na wa kan I want to agree. Let's do something for them. You see, Ruby, the Black Stars, it is the most lucrative sporting group in Ghana.
And they are who
you see, and not because they, yes, not because they be away be soon could be out because a brand be an asset in a honor. And that's anti some in your Ghana. Not so us share what training kids no, and I would just know. Now watch your KGL woman. But my football for them picture no way post. I boss no Dawson.
Come be a.
So party banners or bash them just now. That's a Arsenal who poster. I boss no per one tweet or another be one social media post. Almost about 1 million plus. So it means as in your fair. Blasters one year corner. Even though for some time now they are underachievers. But why is it that urban blasters now we manage the investment? No, we are corner, but urban other side now.
I
want issues number. I want issues number. Ebaka yabako Afcon Cote d'Ivoire no president and other Dwanko Kufuado. Okade we blame the corporate Ghana. One more support. Ampara will be musu by because we're looking for I think $20 million. Yeah, too many just can now. President Mahama no so buy no. He made similar course. And indeed they say Chief Executive Officer of KGL now. Yeah. Also they are responding to a national call.
Sure.
And so I want to maybe some more question there. So if this is what we can do to bring in the needed investment.
Sure.
Na see a few that is an Ministry of Sports and Recreation of which football is a kind of will be on ye because in the kind of employment of football Ozima Ghana had no says the compare other sectors of the economy football and the sports is doing very well but how about into the 2 minutes as association now football for no 1-to-1 once a day you abandoning your partnership and let's come clean yes in the choir farmer yahu then by young that cat on your ministry what's what I mean one relationship no or you're beautiful so how about in the GFA as a club another as an association or by with its members to make sure that about to my born there so about a young god one no one who cleaner yeah to me attract that investment.
All right, that's man
that is the problem will be to you in your day. It's a what is in me feel there investment in your good but it's investment in a back if it is only Black Stars my boyfriend about that.
Oh yeah,
be more warrant but I feel the product
Blasters.
but then wo Premier League na bo kroma de no
bibia ni ho me da say
I feel say e bia we product bebre na bia one component bi and I said okay no enam wo ho ba betime agina no a so
e bia kwase
dia aka no
ba ye ngwa
aye
e ba fiti e ba kawa
omo nya me nya so say sika e ba bebrebe na say Black Stars for mu nya de se fato na wo yi bi dia ye ades na obi betena ba bia company say Jordan bu be fu say enye sika de ntina ade bi omo kron be feel happy
of course
but I say omo je e ho na eguwa na adwuno
I'm for course net here from Rasubi on this issue.
The real sports is here.
Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley!
Kastle FM. The Sports King.
0244-408-046 0244-408-046 and 0244-408-354 0244-408-354 Nkoma ye on na 15 sika nsem ho ene blasters ho akono ntide bi omunya sika no ene friend now so be che wa dwe wo ho me fa me first caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Me pa chodi California.
Yeah.
California yeti ano pay.
Me bo won say calf so oil color. Because mo dis kana mo after that mun go back mun check say go get mo yan some mun anambo. But because in calf ko uni say so the men say so you know one kata who contract bra. No marriage man say the next 2 years or next 6 months we have check things for the window. But calf started on yet. You know, my much is connected now. My other much and Sunny Dala, they can hear. That's
okay.
Unfortunately,
California, that says 0244-408-046 0244-408-354. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby Adams.
Aquarium organizer.
And the payment show on Abogafina, Miss Ruby. I mean, my your parents, the Bisca would know, so dear BB car, which I now call them Jabba. Why the BB to the Miss Ruby, the Miss Kalaba, who is to Shibaba, when some Abanama about the found. Oh, done, I know all the program of me, you know. If I was the mistake, and I don't know BB, I'm a champion of what I can't know, the Miss Cow, the man you know what you don't scale almost out there. German on the sister, you football, and now what's an issue.
Aquarium. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
If I didn't be friend free.
I'll from Kodam because it is funny.
If I tell you, pay.
Miss Woody, what's in it? As soon as working, and got some papa. Yes, I do with this. My smart boss. He was the ski. What I'm 124. So I don't know when I would sing there one day. And also, after the eminence car, think about the business car. You know what we discovered the other time, Kadana. Yet my document her hand there, I don't know, said the address of the ADB. It may the dollar of the no one will show. And one car said the scale about the women. Oh, but I thought the margin this way. I mean, a 2 months or so, but no, you with the committee. The margin way, I know the margin. You scale with them, you want to do this car, what say, Boho, you with a dollar over. If you said, let me scale what one sack here. What would you do with this week? You can't hang your home. If you're ready, you did it. A table will be done. I couldn't be there. If you are very sometimes it's going to happen. How about this? Miss Ruby, no more water.
Say hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby Adams.
Did I say? We didn't be able to. Yeah, Joseph.
I'm not going to change that. In terms of the second. Well, much other day, one fine year, another one for players.
That's all I'm fine, baby. I'm a fine baby. Mama to check.
Oh, okay. The man one for part from Mama from a moon. Say, at least you do all you do that. No other day. The man will them is society. Not a change of Abanaba. Not for the care project. No woman will do the winner college all the time. Over at the Papa, one manner. Also, the Katamon. Also, this one for the other worker there was the now, so I am the man or today that's in black and only. It's on the Igaba, Mokobo Mukumu, Namakajado to them. No, you are a cat and you can. Because Japiska, if you pay for myself when you do not there, one more saw once I watch it, it's under what day contract, another what that thing there, what the miscan, why the big man. No, for all the what you know about him. No one so what for comedy. I'm going to conduct. More kind.
Yeah, that's because Bessa Chrome, yeah, that's so afraid. Now, I didn't channel the Abba. The first segment, Neddy, Sienche Biana Fiaba. Arsenal, any PSG game. So, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pacho didn't be free.
What's your number one, Matthew?
Number one, it's you.
Listen, like I'm Chiauna, Wabeg of one, young Kali, now queer over the night. Miss me, but you, yet you keep at home. I mean, of course, the secondary school keep 96. When you are going to come down, because the what ball under 17 in the local schools, secondary schools in Adi. Talk your dad decided college where I was one original. Since 96 now started. From the time now to the time. Or how many years? 27 years. Only has Dr. Diawado. Now Susanka was discovered was the bishop while to take in them you were. Anka a student here walk or stadium here walk rough away. Uncle was stop one. Now I could do a use a here. Oh, you're not paying for night. And sassy. By now, 27 years, waiting in here, at the compensation. It's how I did it to buy. It means you're not paying for no. You, I thought to be a what other, away at the man, and no way at the Central Region Cape Coast.
Meda say, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Ruby.
Me patcho didn't be free.
God, you get a cabra.
Patcho it's you.
The GFP for the tournament when just could be others and the will read us and we go to one. They will tournament about 1 hour, but won't you on card work there? Scan the project within your project. About what you some night will be tell Ghana, I'm a ball project, they share to see. Which will obey this kind of for 1 year. What? $2 million, $1 million, and what you do? Go to fire what year? That 300,000. What fire say? What fire say?
Meda say, $1 million grant, one fine na 450. Oh, I bet my baby. Hey, Asman, $458,000. I bet my baby pa share. Everyone pa, bet my baby. Oh, bet my baby ntino. Yeah, for honey see, yeah, for the segment ni see. Na. I how say?
I just want to find bibi. Me tenase o sis kakesia no kra e ba no. There no mo dey na ketwai. E no kro mo dey no simple na ketwai. Just be say chicken feed.
Asemo.
Di the person kan yan say omo ni sa suban no say sika bia ba bia say so ye pese ye di ye we ni e di aye. Clearly no ni ade o person kan.
But project na $280,000.
$280,000. 280. Oh, ubodi say dollars ne masa amafo ye project we ko tietia sa sike yawo sike ya say ye fi sa say ye nye ho ama ti ebo sike bi dia ye respect that a figure and also that amount of money they know money can say if you know say the calf na show mo and da ho emu da ho clear say the san ya kan say the Osman so ready bi ni the nyina ye ho aye ready calf na see ye say enti me ana em wan say yentna say ye discount ma say fire de chinchina yensa me gina wo kon
asa na odi haye
asa no why
o president second vice calf omenye so begu no ani maase
ongu no ani maase they also ye and they also be me some value for money
of course
sa de no say library near dey ya yenye kama pa modern one
yes.
bibia won bibia nya kama internet computers ne sa nyoma hudwe bibia sa facility no enye kama emfama say pictures so near ya yenye no correct kama pa
plan pictures here na no I say communication Henry say just say the best be 4 years in pants na you do level like your boss blasters but e train we hold my
and this pram na on person mo de kwa omo fanko omo nkoye ade no kama e wo ho na ye hu sampa legacy na omo de to so no say legacy tournament
akwa ko bobo enyeska wo de Moses kan no say mo de ye fam mpa mo de ye bibi no ma fan kwan koye na menim ne wan kasa nipa no o hwe de ama ho akwa kobobo abranya anya ska we fa koya de na sa wo so fa de no koya de a okay yamfa first segment ni si ma menyu messages name in friend for na fe yankọ UEFA Champions League ne so
the real sports is here.
Neuer's caught in no man's land. It's Marley.
Kastle the sports is here.
Good morning, Miss Ruby. This evening, Arsenal all the way. PSG no go beat Arsenal. Arsenal win by 3-2. But let's go heat for tomorrow evening. Barcelona all the way. Barca for no. Boframba. Also until Barca for no. Mboframba no. Na bola. Just say. Moframba na bola. Aha. What say?
So when you
Moframba na bola. Barca will win by 3-1. My darling boy, Lamine Yamal will score 2, and last one is Ferran Torres. Yeah, that's it. My main kakra. Truly speaking, today's game. Okay, Miss Ruby, good morning. Please, you guys are loud and clear at Bunba Total Filling Station. But first of all, congratulations to Barcelona for a successful win against Madrid. And big ups to Liverpool too for winning the Premier League. But truly speaking, I'm so disappointed in my club, Manchester United. So even Bournemouth team too, you can't beat. Penny and the free total filling station bring baba here. Then also truly speaking, today's game is match of equals, and I don't even know which team I should place my bet on, because PSG gets the man while Arsenal too is having the solid team. But I'm tipping a slide win for PSG tonight. I'm paying inside total filling station Brimba, and I'll say together with Michael, John, Steven, David, Ivy, Harriet, and Kofi Miracle. I say Arsenal odds near Osman. I say Arsenal odds near say 2 as I say. No PSG 3 or something. I don't know. I for internet say 5. From twin touch and from to PSG team. What we could Good morning, Miss Ruby. I'm K2 from UCC today. Arsenal 2, PSG 1, but PSG will qualify to meet Inter Milan in the final. Okay, thank you so much for your message. And good morning, me pau chao me ne wumbo muwai. Osman, swear Uncle Paul, please. I may I don't know, digress a little because you have not dealt on this topic this morning. I just read online that that this issue where Uncle Paul and Uncle Medeba no pay, but was me kakransa. I'm still waiting on it. And referees name no me hu ye can I come but still me train 1-2-1 be on ya entina man fan ban no. Of course, I've heard say referees no ye do mo kama almost some boycott the league, you know. I've also heard about that, but you go so Arsenal will win this title. Eddie is my name. Greetings to Adakwe, the Chelsea fan. All right, Yamra ne medin komo ewo I'm on nsem na ye interested in the UEFA Champions League games, you know. And so be kwa ko bi omra the Gunners Arsenal etna fie no money Paris Saint-Germain etumi e dia boy ni me sound na fe yenko yenim na yenim komo. check their stats because Partey don't come into the scene. Vitinha is the best in the Champions League tournament. Okay. Last season,
yes, last
all
season
right.
was the best player.
Okay.
Yes.
I know PSG, of course. Last season, Mekaipa, and then the start, not a blow everywhere. About team of the season anymore.
Of course.
As Obiemo was a Ballon d'Or, Obiemo baby man. Emma, was it the 11 Impo man of European best or something?
Best 11,
Emma and Kofoka said, Vitinha in the midfield, best Vitinha. Last season, just go and check. But I don't know this season how far they but. Quickly, young go into the conversation. Osman.
Yeah, Mr. B. Before I remember Champions League games, I could Spain two leading coaches, for the two leading clubs, Obiano about Sam Kakra. And upper way now, FA Kerkasa about Carlo Ancelotti. Now, on your Brazil for one contractual issues, It was an interesting one. Ancelotti, I don't know how the Madrid supporters would see him, especially season we make some ways work on. But then, Ruby, nothing can also write off upon achievement while you're Real Madrid. I think he's the most successful Real Madrid manager in terms of winning trophies. Wait to know why because was it 2 times. Now upon was it by a way to win your 15 trophies or honum. So when trophies like the Champions League, Champions League 3 times and a wage or honum. Spanish La Liga now 2 times. A pay waji. Copa del Rey 2 times and a wage or honum. Spanish Super Cup 2 times. UEFA Super Cup 3 times. FIFA Club World Cup twice. And one FIFA Intercontinental Cup was wages at Real Madrid. So the legacy as a manager and not as a coach for Real Madrid. No, many sure do be but 19. Now what doubt the credibility of this coach today? Only made you but since when has exposed a certain crack in the team, Kasamish will be able upon there. I don't know why problems in Waba. Inti Sebeka sometimes is in common. Ancelotti no suba no de nezino. So any manager bia or Real Madrid so the Rafa Benitez means you obey ya. And that time no wage no kwen. But that should pedigree respect for Frontier Press was a man. And a bra wa bona. Obviously but Jan day. I was in my dust and settle. No more angel condo ko when you mo honum. And to this season Ruby it has been very bad. Very, very, very awkward. I mean your mom kwe. Baby ya watch there Madrid for ya sha. Trophyless and this season overcall. Not because there team now was share not team now when you the materials and our players to execute the job Now we will be power honum. But coaching decisions and indecisions and our coach team And the Yaka be there. You leave the scene whilst the applause are high. But unfortunately for Carlo Ancelotti Ruby, he's leaving the scene whilst the applause are low. And the matter of cover ball and supporters in the will coaching him there. About for the starting 11 now. Open your confidence that's what against a deaf we are going to win convincingly. It is all because of a certain attitude that coach wakwe. A bit more problem in there. This is a manager. He loved to work with legends in the game. And if you're AC Milan days coming to Chelsea, Real Madrid in the first time no, she had the kind of place when you want to hear Juma. These were proper Galacticos. The names, the egos, not to manage one. But then to manage these youngsters, this is another problem we must work on. But I feel that no, it is far-fetched because this is a team last season La Liga which the same crop of players so we winning. So what has changed this season all of a sudden on to now on managing the dressing room. And also on the foot of play, man management and you want to one kodo honum. And the Madrid team one attribute, Ruby, it is about their indisciplined attitude. Just one game. And that players suspensions in the course of the season. I mean, these are the things I want to do. And Ruby, I feel that, I mean, applauding a very low what is going to leave. Brazil, they really wanted him. I mean, yes, I want to put one pipe of one.
Misana, Ube here a coach, I was a fatherly approach in the body.
Yes.
But on the other side, who could this you know be through kakra?
Of course, I don't know.
Ancelotti will just leave you. Yeah, the obey on only both for crash or three. So, but at least it be a Pep-esque manager, Jurgen Klopp. Oh, no best history. There obey pes obey free player, no obey door obey crow. But on the other side, and also what attitude now? A attitude bonnie said your kind discipline is idea no. Fan pinchen na so ye. As I know na as Ancelotti am mixing a kakra no. As they say players no enye so mumbu no. But as o munsuro no men kan sa o munsuro no and as oya kokra se we den ya minim say dey make an what ya ntia no come na masa me say ampa players na attitude na duru baby na abroso Vinicius sa ne pitch altercations ni sa no man no nyina no as a coach na o say o coming it down tia no onya bench no. And suddenly, as a coach, I think say a bit, yes, what feel you?
Okay, awesome.
I think it should be. I want to say, I feel that Brazil it is good for him because.
Uncle Foya knows a question.
Of course, the best but national team football, no. And when one is the pressure and shut down doors so today, club side, no, week in a week out terrible, but we know once in a year, and they be about 4 times in a year, no, before a ball international break, a comedy tournament now call. But you should understand that from pine to fire. Brazil national team, they are not even doing better. So I want to you are going to be the same Rodrigo, no, Vinicius, just maybe. International Boshe makes me one.
I'm saying Obenya Rafinha.
Okay, Rafinha.
Rafinha.
But the same players, he has no about Ruben wants to watch for bomb. I want to win winning.
Okay.
International see as a coach and so for me, it is a good one. But then the contention in your day. Brazil for us will be coach by June. Almost sign a contract. Real Madrid will go FIFA Club World Cup. So how is it going to be fashioned out? Of course, sign a contract where Real Madrid demand for 1 month to be. We have a chance to come back and I want to see how the two entities obezim common. FC Barcelona, Hansi Flick. We been there. Can ask someone hadi. For me, Papa na trade or one of the managers currently we are seeing hadi. Only me Juma. Ne career no so in terms of trophy haul away no so watch very clear, very good coach. The same Barca team way. Xavi were eye for identification of talent. And then I will be a case and me free the Bobo Xavi is not about there. Only the most of the players and the ones who FC Barcelona no. Ultimately you won't feel a mass your home move.
And Oka semi mobi so be ball pa me refi that message no. Now Oka say Xavi e can say enko be hia bia kan kra no. Cause enkwede bia na nkra na nkwa na ntumi afa na anya adwuma no kwa kan be na mma no call ye no no am say board Xavi abaso because
of course
onu ne koyi san kwa ne build it in by into no ya what idea good
yes the talent identification is entumi him finisem but then for Hansi Flick to come in at a point in time as Xavi say and from away me feel the able season obey him go so be embarrassment into the yankoto Marquis yankoya Marquis sanity from bra but what's in the form wasn't Hansi Flick by no. I think the only addition was a renter offering Inigo Martinez that you can ask one day. And also was it Danny almost be able to come and so that tested you could pray and I will call market a free agent player while retired from football. Chesney wasn't able to cut him no home. But for the better part it was the same group of players, you know. And they do way to know why you know. Now Ruby, the interesting bit about Hansi Flick no contract in there. On your bus I agree there. No contract won't to sign more than 2 years. It's in the first season no. Or sign 1. And this is Nyama Koye. He's on course that want to win the treble. After Basa why not from was answer agree be wa. Coach this was also another 1-year contract extension.
On per 2.
On per 2, on per 3, on per 4.
Oh. I don't know.
So interestingly, let me be some more question. Cash Basa project we are. Lami Yama mo Paku Basimo. Femi Lopez mo. You have a lot of exciting players. Pedri mo, these players are watching there. When it comes to loyalty to FC Barcelona, they are going to give you. Into with these youngsters, you know, they can give you more than 10 years worth of football. But the coach and Adrian, the master is just 1 year. No, I try the coach, they be an NCB do. And I be expected maybe a baby about Kunya. I don't know. But as it stands now, no, they have agreed in principle there. Contract or best standard call 2027. And that is one thing I know why what one wants to see. So let's see how if they are in the future, Sebastian Fonseca Kasem Koye. So new Spotify can film so we na se rubi bibia ya kono na se skeba team no ma just maybe coaching botum aja to me there or botum na wa atua do na adwuma no wa ye in a long time that moye FC Barcelona but as it stands now no Barca supporters and entire there coach na kasa na wa kade every year bia na sign 1 or extend 1 botum da am club no so this is how nyama botum akoza moye FC Barcelona honom na rubi ya social attention na yembra UEFA Champions League and hon and them ye show do biare pena wetum na waiting sama obekodo honom. And at the first semi-final league, match 1, no bakodo the Emirates Stadium or the London Honum. Now Arsenal go against or PSG. You know to me that these are two clubs So you European football. Now you class another clubs are work class Means there in terms of laurels no. yɛbɛbɔ PSG na Arsenal is one aka ho because when it comes to modern European footballer, maybe Arsenal can boast of some European caps being canon, but when it comes to the Champions League proper, they are not there, they are not part of the conversation. Even though when you down my respect when they go outside of Europe, PSG for Yasumpono, after the investment away to Makodo one team no. Also they are trying their possible best there. In terms of once Kasem, and na Bibia over to mobile was about there. Trophies and Yensu Yajino, Yenya Bibuna Yentum na Yenfancheno. Ruby, one also wants to know Yaza on tum na on koyen from a club or from a PSG honum. Into no so or Yaza tum na or Hawadrina, and I'm new Kese. PSG feel that they are in a poor position now. One saw by now changing their fortunes now. Obotum na washe, now one so was a sa Bibi Kakra honum. Now you're quite mentioned this season with regards to the Champions League now. And if you look at the two attributes of these two clubs now, you would understand why a lot of expectations going into this game. No, where to na wa koso honum. Arsenal for this season in terms of all competitions in the performance na kwa honum domestically. Premier League no second position in. In fact, in the last 3 years, their worst performance has been this season. FA Cup just the 4th round. Manchester United you won a film. Carabao Cup impose when 2 man ko na crowd honum. It's been bad for them. But another Champions League now, this season the club has proven there is a certain mentality about now was a bono. Once one was in bono two na also nyua. PSG are saying there when it comes to playing in their domestic competitions now, once is where campaigns or honum. In fact, what Kabaya some 5 or 3 matches to go no. One season in the French League and where to make complete or honum, winning their 4th Premier League trophy in a row. One was in Barcelona nyua. Coupe de France, they are in the finals of honum. No so good at World Pro Boko. It's making PSG the second club in relation to FC Barcelona. They are in hands there when it comes to a year treble now. This season one so about na obaji or honum. This is the sharp contrast between the two sides. No. However, if you look at the Champions League, this is year two na yabona. Ruby yenshe bibi wahade na yentum na yenkwe nenyim. Now this season in the Champions League, no, between Arsenal and then PSG, no, 60 goals, and these two clubs no wetum na washe. Arsenal ashe 30. And a PSG to na wash 30. That should tell you how the attacking threat of all these two sides in Yinano. Obiano wasn't one or two na also nyua. Now aside from just the goals no biawe to na wash no. If you look at the goals Obiawe conceded now. PSG conceded 14 goals. And Arsenal conceded 7 goals. It's a goals na Arsenal we conceded no. It is 2 times that of all your PSG or honum. That would also tell you that in terms of the defensive setup and then the ability for Arsenal to resist the pressure in terms of goal conceding, no, they do better than all your PSG in this year's Champions League. Way to Nawabo. Likewise, actually, total shots will be away to Mwabo now. Arsenal about 119, PSG about 195. 119 way to accumulate to 30 goals. 195 accumulate to 30 goals of one. It tells you the Arsenal attacking threat, you know, they look more potent that of all your PSG, you know, because with all your fewer shots, you know. They've managed it all, but no one to one goals now. Eduman will to na shot on target, no 75 1014 and PSG. And when the PSG is doing better than all your club Arsenal honum. But ultimately, no, you would also argue about the conversion of those all shots, no. That's also another interesting one. No, so you're busy home come. Now Ruby, fast forward, no, my embra and him. Now you're busy come about the games at these two sides, no. In the about turn away to na was our man or honum. Say I share the match fact surrounding this match between Arsenal and the Champions League now. Here's the home come up previously. Now this is the 3rd time in the history of Arsenal when it comes to the semi-final bet now. In the World Cup pay more honum. The last time Arsenal could do semi-final 2009 war Bokoshe Manchester United in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Manchester United will to edge Arsenal over or that period no. But fast forward no, the club has been on and off for honum. PSG has done a bit more in the last 16 years than Arsenal in the Champions League. No. Now, Ruby, this is going to be the 6th time Arsenal will question or PSG in UEFA Champions League and other European competitions. Now, interestingly, the previous 5 now were to make sure Arsenal lose a game in those 5 matches against PSG in European competition. Into the last 5 times away share no, Arsenal win number 2. 3 times I acquire a draw. So clearly, just as it happened in the Real Madrid game, no, yes, you come the Real Madrid foot in the Champions League, no. Now the 2 times I wish Arsenal previously, no, want to share Arsenal. But the Korea, the first quarterfinals and second leg in Yinano, we saw what happened in that game for Real Madrid. And this time round two, going into this game, PSG is also going in there with records and also only favorable for them. 1-5 games are against Arsenal in the Champions League. Or as I once want to now, one winning game against Arsenal. One good result has been a drop. Now, say this season somewhere around or October in the group phase of the Champions League, PSG by Emirates Stadium be share Arsenal. What by after 90 minutes of football, now Arsenal lost PSG by 2-0, and that was an interesting one. It is only one English team, and now we're to watch PSG in just one Champions League calendar year. We're to now watch PSG 2 times a honum, and that is why Manchester City. The year 2020-21 season, or as in the semi-finals of the Champions League, Manchester City in the City Fusion 1. What say PSG shown by 2-1 were away, and what's in the fear was share PSG by 2-0 or one ankasa 1 fear. So Arsenal is also trying their best today. So what too much a PSG in the new way now, they are going to equal the record club our front or Manchester City where two na wakwa honum. It's Ruby no some more interesting one yabasha honum. Now fast forward, the last 6 times PSG waba or away match or England honum. In there, it is only one win per and a PSG way 2 na work with Konya or Honum. 4 times in our defeater, walk was am or PSG. Until Louis Enrique, and then you read our record no about trying the best to 2 months or Honum. Yabaka Yawa, Manchester City 2 times. Then you know PSG or Colusi game no against Arsenal this season or Colusi or Honum. Last season against Newcastle, what cost him Genesis Park or Colusi. This season, we call Aston Villa, just the last game of boy before this round we know. We call Lucy 3-2 as a man or Aston Villa or Honum. But then they will take another consolation there. Even if say Zimpa, the last time your English champion, Liverpool, in you to eliminate one from the Champions League. Into your Liverpool for one case 1 fee. Shawan, you want to more penalties or Honum. Into no so baby be a Kodo PSG for one team there. They will try their best Now once we tum na wako nenyim. Now, Ruby, this is going to be just the 3rd time in the UEFA Champions League history. You have your 2 Spanish coaches at the end of our year, the dagger for the 2 teams in Yenano. Mikel Arteta versus Arsenal and then with all your PSG. You have Luis Enrique with PSG, Mikel Arteta with Arsenal. These are 2 Spanish coaches where baby share in the Nyumbro Honum. 2001-2002. And a game versus between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. You have your 2 Spanish coaches where baby share one. Carles Rajak for FC Barcelona, Vicente Del Bosque for Real Madrid, and Obebe Shewo. And after 2014-2015, Yabebenya Pep Guardiola and then Luis Enrique. Pep with Bayern Munich and Luis Enrique with FC Barcelona, and Obebe Shewo. So we are going to see another Spanish or class. In terms of coaches, once one was in Bono, Otumuna also in your honum. Now, Mr. Behade records or your hookah crap. This season, Arsenal as it stands now currently, over 12 game streaker, 1 losing game of honum. I will go down once work on him. Now, in the Champions League this season, the last 8 home games are Arsenal Wabono, we're winning number 7, and a Wabo draw 1. And that is one thing I'm supporting a good thing, it is going in favor for your club Arsenal. The last time we acquired that record in Ibino, that is the year 2005-2006, we winning 8 matches. We fear and we to about draw 4. In that round of matches, we try to look at Champions League finals or honum. And at this season, so actually their last 12 games are Wabona. Once we go that one was no world queen. But then their home form is something that PSG they are going to be careful. In the Arsenal fan, Mr. Mekambi. That's some kind of Arsenal is not losing at home. It is because this year's Champions League, Arsenal have bought 8 matches with fear. We're really number 7, we about draw 1. Into defeat with fear on time ball honum. And that is one thing, and then you PSG are going to be very careful there. A Konibia or Chira Yamanu Otumuna or Sesa Osimo PSG as a club. Bukai Saka in terms of form in the Champions League is something very good honum. On said that new history with regards to the Champions League I think this is the second season